Good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Alexandra Dostal, and I'm here from Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada, or also known as ISED. Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Alexandra Dostal et je suis très heureuse d'être avec vous aujourd'hui. It is a real pleasure for me to join you here at the Rideau Club, and I do want to thank the Canadian Internet Society for bringing this group together and hosting this really important and timely discussion on AI infrastructure and governance. Today's topic, AI infrastructure and governance, I think really goes to the core of what kind of digital economy we want to build in Canada. Number one, it's about sovereignty, ensuring that Canadians, Canadian institutions, and Canadian companies have control over the data, the models, compute resources that power artificial intelligence and our digital economy. It's also about security, protecting that infrastructure from emerging risks, whether cyber, geopolitical, or economic. It's about service delivery, ensuring that governments can safely deploy AI to improve how we serve Canadians efficiently, transparently, and responsibly. And importantly, it's also about innovation and competitiveness, positioning Canada to seize the economic and productivity benefits of AI, while ensuring that those benefits are broadly shared and aligned with our values. So when we talk about AI infrastructure, we're not really just talking about technology. We're talking about national capacity, economic security, and public trust. And the government certainly will be thinking about these and these important intersections as it charts a path forward. So the good news is Canada is certainly not starting from scratch, as you all know. Canada has built an extraordinary foundation over the past decade. So from the Pan-Canadian AI strategy, which helped establish world-class research hubs through Canada's 3 national AI institutes, so Mila, Amy, and Vector, to the sovereign compute strategy more recently announced, which is backed by a $2 billion investment to ensure that Canadian researchers and businesses have access to secure, high-performance compute infrastructure here at home. These efforts, I think, have really positioned Canada as a leader and an early mover on responsible AI. So our scientists have certainly helped create the field, and our policies have emphasized safety, inclusivity, and innovation from the outset. As AI becomes more central to productivity, to security, and national resilience, we now face the challenge of scaling that foundation, turning the world-class research capacity into world-class deployment capacity. Globally, we're witnessing a rapid concentration of AI capability and a handful of very, very large models built on large data sets, run on infrastructure owned by a small number of companies and jurisdictions. That concentration raises questions for countries like Canada. Who owns the models we rely on? Where is our data stored and processed? What legal regimes govern that data? Ours, someone else's? And how do we ensure that Canadian values and priorities are reflected in the AI systems that increasingly shape our economy and society? These aren't abstract questions. They really touch everything from law enforcement and health data to financial systems and how our public services operate. So for Canada, ensuring that we retain control over our critical digital assets is essential to maintaining both privacy and sovereignty. That's why initiatives like the Sovereign Compute Strategy I mentioned are so important, not only to support research and innovation, but to guarantee that we can train and deploy AI systems under Canadian control within our frameworks. But infrastructure alone isn't enough. Governance, the policies, the standards, and the rules that guide how AI is built and used is equally essential. If Canadians don't trust AI systems, they won't use them. And if governments and institutions can't assure Canadians that their data, their rights, and their security are protected, then adoption will stall. So that's why Canada has made responsible AI governance a core part of our approach. So just to give a few examples, we showed international leadership by co-founding the Global Partnership on AI with France in 2020 and advancing work at the OECD on AI governance. We've acted domestically as well with initiatives like the Voluntary Code of Conduct for Generative AI, which has now been adopted by 46 Canadian and global firms. And we've built capacity to stay at the cutting edge of AI safety issues with the establishment of the Canadian AI Safety Institute, which brings together researchers and policymakers to deepen the science of AI safety. These efforts share one goal: building the confidence that AI in Canada is being developed and deployed safely, transparently, and responsibly. Because trust is not a barrier to innovation, but a prerequisite for it. The Government of Canada is also undertaking concrete steps to strengthen its own responsible use of AI. So earlier this year, as you may be aware, the Treasury Board of Canada Secretariat released the AI strategy for the Federal Public Service, which is a roadmap to guide how federal institutions design, develop, and use AI across government. The strategy's vision is clear. By responsibly adopting AI, the government can deliver world-class services, accelerate science and research, protect Canada's interests, and create a more innovative and efficient workplace. The strategy applies across the AI lifecycle, from design to decommissioning, and covers all adaptive AI technologies developed or procured by the Government of Canada, setting a global standard for openness, accountability, and trust in public sector AI. And now, as you'll be talking about today, the government is looking to build on all of this with a new Canadian National AI Strategy. Minister Evan Solomon, Canada's first Minister of AI and Digital Innovation, recently announced a 30-day national sprint to inform this work, which will culminate in the release of a renewed strategy later this year. The strategy will be informed by thinking through input gathered from the AI Strategy Task Force, which is a group of Canadian experts to provide actionable insights and key recommendations. We're also seeking input from other stakeholders, including through a public consultation running until the end of the month. So I certainly encourage you all to participate in the consultation. The plan for this strategy is to build on the progress that we've made through the Pan-Canadian AI Strategy and the Sovereign Compute Strategy, taking a whole-of-economy approach. The consultations on this strategy are structured around 8 pillars, many of which will be very relevant to the discussion that you'll be having here today. First, building enabling infrastructure, which is about ensuring that Canada has the sovereign digital backbone needed to train and deploy AI systems that reflect Canadian laws and values. Second, building safe AI systems and strengthening public trust in AI. Because to support our other goals, it's important to ensure that the products we're creating and the businesses that we're supporting are worthy of trust. This is about ensuring that Canadians feel confident that the AI technologies that they use are developed and deployed safely and responsibly, and that globally, Canada maintains its reputation as a leader in trustworthy AI. Third, the security of Canadian infrastructure, which is about strengthening our digital and compute infrastructure against emerging risks, from cyber threats to misuse by malicious actors. In addition to these three themes, we want to hear from Canadians on a range of additional topics: research and talent, AI adoption, commercialization of AI, scaling AI, Canadian AI champions, and education and skills. It's a critical time now to shape the future direction of Canada's digital economy, and we really do look forward to all of your ideas in all of these areas. So just in closing, I'll say this. Canada's leadership in AI has always come from combining scientific excellence with a clear sense of public purpose. As we enter this next chapter, that balance remains our greatest strength. Alors que vous entrons dans ce nouveau chapitre, cet équilibre nous reste vraiment notre grande force. So by working together across government, industry, civil society, we can ensure that Canada's AI future is innovative, competitive, and above all, sovereign and trusted. So I'm really grateful that the Canadian Internet Society has organized this discussion today, and we're really looking forward to your submission. So thank you again for inviting me to join you today. Merci encore.